Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Patrick Williams. And I'm so happy that you said yes to our interview. Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Caroline. I'm happy to be here.
Wow, thank you so much. And I would love to introduce you to the audience, of course. You are an award-winning artist, writer, and visionary educator with over 4 decades of teaching experience. You are the founder of Satori Innovation, a consulting and ideation accelerator, and a TEDx speaker. Welcome to the Inspired Podcast, Patrick Williams.
Thank you so much, Caroline.
Let's have a look at my first question. How can creativity and innovation be harnessed to inspire personal and professional growth?
That's a big question, and there are so many ways. It is imperative for people who are interested in growing their business or making their life more fulfilling to explore creativity. And I have lots of exercises and things that people can do to get their creativity restored, so to speak.
Oh, I see what you mean. I love that so much. It's very inspiring. Thank you for sharing, of course. And what role does martial arts play in cultivating a mindset for success and resilience?
That's a good question. Well, and my martial arts experience started when I was late in my late teens, and I I feel that it helped me grow a sense of both discipline and focus and a desire to explore my own limits. So when you're doing art or when you're doing martial arts, you have to be willing to push yourself to explore places where you might have resistance or you might be hesitant, or sometimes you just think that I could never do that. That seems impossible. But the more you push yourself, the more you train, either with art or with martial arts, the more you find, oh, I can do that now. A year ago, I thought that was impossible, but now I'm able to do it. So martial arts training is very, very useful for most anybody. And you don't have to commit your life to it. You can take a few classes, you learn a few of the basics and practice those as a kind of meditation, so to speak. And that'll help you reach goals.
Wow, I love your answer. And also the, martial art and art, both are an art, in fact. And I love what you shared about, yeah, just take a class for a few months or so. You don't have to have I don't know the word, to do it your whole life, you dedicate your life to it. You said this as well. And yeah, what can we learn from it? Discipline, you mentioned, of course. And also when you said you wanted to explore your limits. Yes.
Yes.
Wow. Not everybody wants to do this.
No, no. But once people start, they're more they're more easily interested in discovery. Once you discover a little bit, once you tap into that inspiration, and then you're able to say, "Oh, okay, that's interesting. Let's try some more of that." Whether it be in music or poetry or aikido or karate or judo or kendo or any of the martial arts, all kinds of discoveries can happen.
Yes, it's so true. You open up to the experience, you explore, and you like to know more about it. So I can share with you when I was young, I started judo, but only for 1 year, and I was a little bit disappointed, or or I don't know if I can say I regretted it that I didn't continue, but I
Mm,
think some things, and you pointed this out, are for a certain time. You learn something and then you move on, right?
exactly. And I bet
So
there are some little things that you may have learned in that year that may still be with you, even though you may not know it. But I bet I bet there are. How old were you when you started?
I started at the age of 10 when I changed a school.
Mm,
And I think the background was I felt bullied or something. And
mm.
then one day I went to my teacher and said, "Oh, no one can harm me anymore." I learned Hebrew now. And I
Well,
think
see,
so I learned to trust myself more and to be confident. And when you talked about discipline, it has a lot to do with doing things you don't see why you are doing it, but it's part of the the class, right? You just have to
absolutely.
trust the teacher and be
Yes.
coachable as well. Thank you so much for sharing. Of course, I have another question. How can art and education be integrated to foster deep learning and transformational experiences?
That's a great question. Well, art in and of itself and creativity are deep endeavors, and they require people to have a level of introspection and self-reflection, and that also can be a driving inspiration to excel and to explore more. And as people are more deeply inside of their exploration of their creativity, then it it follows from there that they will be more inspired and more curious and more active in finding out more about themselves. And once you start finding out about yourself, you can move outward into the world.
Oh, yes, absolutely. So I thought when you use the words like introspection in and imagination, inspiration, some words, it starts with an in. It's the
Mm,
within. And when you practice art, then you express, yeah, you express it to the outside. So there has to be something within first. Then
yes,
otherwise you cannot express yourself. And this is what you meant by explore yourself.
for sure. Yeah, inspiration is also from the Latin of to inspire and breathe. So the inspiration is a breath in, and the expiration is a breath out. So there's this combination with our body and learning, and our body with art, that we bring things in and then we let them out, so to speak, and that's part of our learning process.
Oh, I love that. It's the way of life. Inhale, exhale, and also inspire to inspire others. So what
Yes,
we are doing now is we are in this room and we inspire, we inhale, and then we express it to the world. We release it, this episode, and I
yes.
look forward to it, of course. So let's have a look at your coaches and mentors in life. I assume you have coaches for yourself, mentors, role models, and would you share or who was the best you ever had?
The best. Wow. Well, I've had quite a few mentors. Uh, I think one of the best was my teacher in high school. He was the physics teacher, and he really encouraged me both with respect to science, but also with respect to my art. He was a photographer also, and he photographed all of the first maybe 200 paintings that I made. So in high school and then in college, he kept photographing my work. I'd get it all together, and he would come. He had all the right lights and everything. So he was very, very supportive, very, very encouraging for me to explore myself as a painter. And he gave me the support, the he loved what I was doing and was there for me. So that was a major mentor in my life, Bruce Esser.
That's amazing. So he believed in you so that you could believe in yourself. And when you said he photographed all your your paintings, I love that because I remember when I was at school, we did this. I don't know how you call this when you are mm, today everything is digital and you
Mm.
have this photo, you have your picture instantly on your mobile phone, but there were two ways before. I don't know the word in English, this
Uh,
like black and white
yeah, yeah,
photography,
black and
and
white
then
prints.
yeah, and
Print.
you develop them by yourself
Yeah.
in this bath, and
Yep.
and I assume this was that kind of photography.
Yeah, we did that,
Mhm.
and we had a dark room in the physics room, and so we developed our own photographs. But he also took slides, little transparencies,
Yeah. Mhm.
slide film, and then I had a portfolio when I was still in high school. So that was very amazing to have that uh, gift, so to speak.
Yes, I remember you call it slide. It's
Slide.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean because they showed it. They when someone was traveling, then after that they showed their
Right.
slides.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, so beautiful. I love that. And this is really art because you perform it and you create something and you
Hmm.
can it's differently when you give it to, these, I don't know the word. When you had these cameras and you had to give this thing away to a shop or so
Oh
and
yeah,
they
yeah. The
and
film.
yeah, the film, and one
Yeah.
week later you could watch what you photographed 3 months ago or
Yeah.
so. Yeah,
Yeah. And
nice.
sometimes the film was not exposed correctly, so you would have to do it all over again. Yeah, it was quite the process.
I remember, and you talked about your portfolio. It was in painting. How about your portfolio in photographs?
I actually have I don't have much old photographs anymore. I have a few, but I have an Instagram site. I have a few Instagram sites. One of them is all photographs, probably maybe 1,500 photographs on that site.
I have
So,
to follow you on Instagram.
yeah,
Please reach out and follow Patrick Williams. He's amazing. So, can you mention what is your name on? Is it your name or do we
sure,
just?
sure. It's
Mhm.
sort of my name. It's PMW under slash camera, and that's all my photographs. And then I have a site where I do what I call a morning meditation drawing, and that's PMW creativity, all one words.
I
And
love
that will
that.
get you. And then I have a third site that I just started, only has maybe 10 images, and that is PMW under slash painting. And it's me talking about my painting process and showing the painting that I'm working on right now. So that will evolve as I work on different paintings. So
Oh,
this will give people an idea of my pen and ink drawings and my photography and my painting.
oh, I'm glad I asked.
Oh, thank
Really.
you. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No, I didn't know, but of course we want to see more from you about you. And I love that you use Instagram. It is a new medium and you can do lives, you can interview people, you can show your photographs. So you are using it in a very creative
Yeah.
way.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. So let's talk about your goals and intentions or next projects.
Mm,
What is coming up?
sure. I like that question. I am I'm focusing on completing a manuscript, a book that I'm hoping will be completed by the end of the year. And then I have two more manuscripts that I'm getting ready to work on. And they all are about creativity. The first one is for educators. So anybody who's working from preschool all the way up to PhD, how the educators can look at how all of their students learn. So they'll be able to learn better and they'll be able to teach better is my objective. And then the next book is about business innovation for entrepreneurs or corporations. And then the third book is about my philosophy of creativity. That one's a shorter book.
I love that. So we learned about combining arts and martial arts, learning self-discipline, the creative process, photography, your Instagram accounts, and I see you are highly creative and you love to talk about the process as well. How can we get into our creativity? Because I think this is most needed today when we are all consuming the works of other people instead of being creative ourselves, focusing
Uh,
on our abilities, gifts, and talents. We
yes,
learned about your gifts and talents, and we know how to find you. And now it's time for your last thoughts to the audience, please.
sure. What I love to tell people is that all of the creativity that they had when they're little kids, when they were 4, 5, 6 years old, it's still inside. And it takes a little bit of work, but they can restore, reconnect with that creative energy that they had when they were children. It's all right there. And with a little bit of effort, you can reconnect with it. And then you can use it in your life. Once again,
Thank you so much for encouraging us to use this to explore and discover again what we loved as a child, of course, at the age of, you said, 4 or 5, maybe 6. And let's
mhm,
do this. Thank you so much for our interview, Patrick Williams.
you're very welcome, Caroline.
And see you in the next episode.